is a very easy way to make quality laundry bar soap for commercial purpose, and is beginner friendly. So if you're a beginner, this is for you. You said you will start by January, and finally January is here. It's time to start your own laundry bar soap business. So now, if you're interested, without wasting much of your time, let's get down to business.
Welcome to the Naturally Gifty Vibe, trainer of thousands of smart entrepreneurs across the globe. From learning to create quality cleaning products, to building your brand, growing your business, and living your best DIY lifestyle. This is your calm corner for skills, beauty, health, and income. Welcome to the Naturally Gifty Vibe.
Hi friend, welcome back to my channel and happy new year to you once again. In this video today, I'll be teaching you how to make laundry bars for commercial purpose and also for personal use. This is a beginner friendly guide, so if you're just starting out, you'll be able to follow along step by step, and also make sure you watch at the end so you don't miss any important tip. Now we'll start by measuring out our ingredients, and the first ingredient I have here is water, and for the water we're using 530 grams. Now note, when you're making your laundry bar soap, always make sure to measure your ingredients in grams, and I'll tell you why before the end of this video. Now, after measuring out the water, the next ingredient I have here is lye, which is also known as caustic soda, or you can call it sodium hydroxide. Now, we're going to be using 250 grams of sodium hydroxide, and we'll be using this to prepare our lye solution. Now, as a beginner, this is how to prepare your lye solution. Firstly, make sure you wear your protective gear, protect your hands, and if possible, wear a nose mask, especially if you have any health challenge. Now, after that, you start by pouring the caustic soda into the water. Please do not pour water into caustic soda. Now, when you pour the caustic soda into water, there'll be a chemical reaction that will force the water to heat up, and that is why you need to be very careful. Now, when you pour, you stir until you pour all the caustic soda into the water, and make sure to dissolve it completely. And after that, you can allow it to sit for some time before you use it for your production. Now, we're going to allow this to sit for like 30 to 40 minutes, depending on your temperature. Now, please take note, we don't need this to cool completely. What we need is a not so hot and not too warm lye solution. So it just needs to be in between, not too hot and not too warm. So you just need to allow it to cool a little bit, then you can move on to the next process. Now, for the next process, we're going to prep our soap mold. And like I said, this video is beginner guide friendly. Now, you can see that what I have here is not your regular soap mold. This is called water connector, and honestly, this is one of the most durable soap mold that you can start with as a beginner. Now, to get this, you can get this from any building site, any new building site. You can get this, and also if you want to buy it, you can buy it from any building material shop. It's very affordable, honestly. I think a sheet of this is about 6,000 to 7,000, if I'm not mistaken. And honestly, from that one sheet, you can get about 20 pieces of this same size you're seeing in the video. So it's very affordable and durable. But just in case you don't have money to get this, just go to any new building site, and you can pick any pieces you have around there, and you can do with it. It's very durable and beautiful. So that's it. Now, this is how to prep your water connector soap mold. So all you have to do is to get a sellotape. You're going to seal the sides, and this is to avoid leakage. Now, when you pour your soap butter, if you don't seal this to edge, it's going to leak out, and we don't want that. So we're going to seal it with sellotape just to make sure that we avoid leakage. Now, just take a look at this after prepping. You can see the sellotape. Now, you're just going to run the sellotape on this for like 2 to 3 times just to make sure you have a strong, firm, sealed edge as you're seeing it in the video. So this is just what you need to avoid leakage. And at this point, this is ready. You're going to love the outcome of this. I think I've used this before in one of my videos, but I didn't actually teach you guys on how to use this. So that's it. Now, another thing is to make sure that you grease this. It's important to grease it so that you can easily unmold your soap. Yeah, it's important. So all you have to do is to either use your hand or a brush and then take a little bit of your oil and grease it. Please make sure you don't pour too much oil. You just need to lightly grease it, and after that you can then move on to the main production. Now this is the main production. I will start by measuring out our oil. For this production, we're using just 2 oil. Now, the first oil I have here is palm kernel oil, which is one of the best oil to start with as a beginner. As a beginner, you don't have to use any oil that will complicate your production. So these 2 oils I'm starting with this production is one of the easiest to use. Number one, I think I'm not going to start giving you the advantage details now until we start this production. So now let's just proceed with measuring out our oils. Now the first oil I have here is palm kernel oil, and the next one is coconut oil. So all I did was to measure these oils in gram. Now remember earlier on when I talked about measuring your ingredients in grams. Now this is the reason. When you're measuring your oil when it comes to production of bar soap, you don't need to measure it in ml. Reason is because oil is denser than water, so it's important to measure it in grams. That way it will help to balance your production. Now when you measure your oil in grams and also measure your water in grams, it helps to actually give you a very perfect batter to avoid any form of complication during your production. So please always make sure to follow that, and it also helps to guide you in this process of soap making to avoid mistakes. Now after you measure your oil, remember I firstly measured the palm kernel oil, then I took the scale back to 0, then I measured the coconut oil, and after that I mixed the both oil together, and then I proceed with adding my lye solution. Now lye solution is a mixture of caustic soda and water that we dissolved earlier. So all you have to do is go ahead and pour it into the oil and then continue to stir until you get to trace. Now what is trace? Trace is when the oil and lye is fully emulsified, when it's fully combined and there is no separation between the water and lye. Now this will take about 10 to 15 minutes depending on how fast you're mixing or what you're mixing it with. And this is another way to check. You can use your spoon. Just run the soap butter on the spoon, and if it leaves a visible mark like this, then you know you have gotten to trace. So it will look just slightly thick. Now at this point I'm not really done. I'm not going to leave it like this. What I have here is light trace. So at this point you're going to add our fragrance. Now for this fragrance, this is another go-to fragrance you can use as a beginner in the production of bar soap. Now as a beginner, here is a very important thing to note, because this is something that affects a lot of people in this soap making. Now if you're making bar soap and it's time to add your fragrance, it's important to know the type of fragrance you're using. Yes, you're meant to use an oil-based fragrance, but if you use a highly concentrated oil-based fragrance, it will definitely affect your soap batter, making it uneasy for you to incorporate other ingredients. Now the first thing it will do is that it will cause your soap batter to thicken too fast, which you don't want, and it will cause another thing that we'll call soap seizure, which will affect your batter when it's time to transfer it into a soap mode. It will make the soap to come out very rough. So you don't need such type of fragrance, and as a beginner I know it will be very difficult for you to identify a highly concentrated oil-based fragrance. So I think I'll highly recommend you using this pine oil. Number one, it smells really nice. Like when you use pine oil to make your bar soap, it smells more like medicated soap. And another advantage is that it's very affordable. Like you can use as low as 1,500 to get up to 300 ml of pine oil. Like it's very affordable. So that way you can make more profit and also avoid making any form of mistake when it comes to fragrance. So it's very, very durable. I highly recommend pine oil for you as a beginner. So that's it. Now moving on, after getting to the light trace, add your fragrance or your pine oil and mix it properly. Now after that, you can then go on and transfer it into your soap mode. Now this is not what you need. I left this soap butter for a while. You can see that what I have here is medium trace, which at this point as a beginner you might not be able to handle it. So once you add your fragrance or your pine oil, you mix well and then quickly transfer it into your soap mode. It will not get this thick. So what I have here is called medium trace. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and transfer it into our soap mode. Now you can see that when I start to pour this into a soap mode, it will thicken more, which if you're not fast, you're not going to get a smooth bar. Your bar soap is not going to come out smooth. So you can see as you're pouring, it's thickening, so you don't need that. So once you get to that light trace, add your fragrance or your pine oil, mix properly and quickly transfer it into your soap mode to avoid any mistake. So that's it. Now this is after transferring it into a mold. Isn't that really beautiful? I think I love the color. Yeah, I wanted it this color, not too yellow. Yeah, so at this point I'm going to cover it. Now you can see, because this actually was easy to pour, although not that easy, yeah, I can see that I was able to scoop all the butter from the cup. So yeah, after that, go on and cover and then leave it to sit for like 10 to 24 hours. Now this is after 24 hours. I think it was more than 24 hours. Yeah, because I left it for a while. And this is what we have here. So you can see the color is actually perfect. Like I told you, the color is not too deep. Now this is another thing you should always pay attention to when adding color to your soap, be it liquid soap or your bar soap. When you're adding color, note that if you pour too much color, once the soap has properly cured, like the color will be more visible or the color will appear a little bit lighter depending on the type of color. And this is also another reason you should use oil soluble color as a beginner. So if this was to be oil soluble color, maybe the color will be a bit deeper than what we have here. But I actually do love this. I wanted it light, so it was actually intentional. So if I wanted it more deep, if I wanted the yellow to be very deep, I would have added more color. So this is what we have. And also pay attention to the unmolding part, especially if you're using this type of soap mold. All you would do is to remove the sellotape that we actually placed on the edge and then go ahead and unmold it easily. So you can see how smooth this soap turned out. Like, it turned out really beautiful. I love it. Just take a look at this. Very smooth. So tell me why you can't make sales with this as a beginner. So if you use this method, use this process, you're definitely going to start business with this. Now, another thing you should also try to avoid as a beginner is making so much profit, right? So you need to actually figure it out before you start thinking of profit, right? So now we're just trying to start a brand and we're focusing on quality, right? So now we're focusing on making the perfect soap to drag people's attention first. Then we can start trying to maximize for profit, right? So that's it. So this is after cutting the soap. It turned out really, really beautiful. And you can see one thing with this soap mold, to give you a very beautiful design, which is one of the best design you will see in the market, and it's very unique. So as you can see, the soap mold is very beautiful and durable, so you can just use it. Now after cutting your soap, you're going to store it in a carton. Allow it to sit for like 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks, for the soap to properly cure before you start selling. Now note that at this point the chemical in this soap is still very much active. Now just in case you're wondering when we used chemical here, yes, we actually did use chemical, and the chemical is the sodium hydroxide, which is caustic soda and is very corrosive. So it's important to allow your soap to properly cure before you start marketing it, which will take about 2 weeks to 4 weeks. So some people actually allow their soap to sit for like 4 weeks before marketing. And just in case you're thinking it's a very long time, just when I tell you that it's worth it. So allow your soap to properly cure before you start marketing. So friend, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're just joining for the first time, my name is Gift and I'm super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also turn on your notification bell so that you'll be the first to watch my next video. And at the end of the video, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave your comments down below. And now to my beautiful, wonderful and amazing Gift team, thank you so much for always being here, and once again, Happy New Year to you all. So friend, I'll see you on my next video, but before then, stay blessed and keep loving one another. Bye.